What's up, everybody? This is the Steelers Sanctuary chat box, and I'm joined by Greg and Vaughn. What's up, guys?
What's going on? Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, just I was trying to come up with ideas for stuff to put on the new app, and I was like, what'd be really cool is if we just introduce some kind of podcast where it just gives people from the chat that we have had for all these years that have been awesome for us. Let's give them some kind of platform to come on and give their opinions on. So I just figured, why not? I'll see what I can do. And I was like, you know what? Vaughn and Greg have been with us forever. So I figured I might as well give you guys, see if you guys want to have a crack at this and go from there. Relic was going to come on, but he had something come up, so he couldn't make it. So maybe next week or maybe a couple weeks from now, he'll be able to come on as well. One last thing I wanted to do is I wanted to try to actually see if anybody that joins the chat that's on the actual app, if they would like to some time frame join us as well. So I'm going to copy the link and then go onto the app and put it in there for them as well. Hopefully the chat is working decently.
Steelers Sanctuary growing, adding
There it
more
is.
fillable content.
Yep.
Yep.
Keep that content flowing, man.
Yeah, and
All
at least it's a production where we don't have to see Dave.
Now that is funny.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Leadman log in any minute now, start talking shit in the chat.
Oh yeah.
But
On
right,
cue.
let's get down to brass tacks. So first subject I wanted to bring up that I thought would be kind of cool to talk about was it's intriguing to me that they drafted Wetjen in the 4th round, and then they draft Heidenreich in the 7th. Both these guys could be lightning rods on special teams. So my question is that if both guys make the team, because with Heidenreich being a 7th rounder, I still have doubts. But if he does, which one of these guys do you guys think is going to end up getting more playing time total?
Go ahead, Greg. Yeah, no, you go ahead.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't done a lot of delving into Steelers stuff. It is the off season. I would honestly say Heidenreich, because Wetjen is as good as a returner as he is. I'm not sure what all he can do as far as like on offense besides gadget plays, and Heidenreich he seems more well-rounded in the receiving game. And you could also, how big is he? Is he about 200 pounds or?
That's a good question. I'm not sure how big he is.
Could he take some snaps as a running back?
Well, I mean, he's
certain plays or.
If you want to know what's really funny, if you look up ESPN's projected draft depth chart, it's got Heidenreich as the 4th running back and then as the 3rd wide receiver behind Roman Wilson and DK Metcalf outside. So they've literally got Eli listed on the depth chart for both wide receiver and running back. He's listed as a running back, but when you go and look at his stats, it's all being a wide receiver. All of his yards.
Yes. Yeah.
So but he can do both. So yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Vaughn, what about you?
Yeah. You're right on the fact that he is an elite wide receiver. As far as PFF goes, I believe his grade is in the 90s or something crazy like that. And he's far and away probably the best in the FBS as far as receiving goes. But are we grading him as a running back receiver or just a straight up wide receiver? Because he did line up all over the place.
Right.
Now you dovetail that with how many runs he's actually had. He hasn't run the ball a lot, but I believe it's like 67 attempt, or how much is it? 91 snaps split out right, but he only has that 67 carries. I mean, that's just not a whole lot if you're listed as a running back. So, I mean, what's his role going to be? Is it going to be tweener, running back? Can you trust him in 3rd downs? It's just, I think they don't. I think they're going to learn what they have as training camp goes on, because if he's going to be a third down back, he has to be able to pass protect. We don't know if he can do that.
That's true.
I mean, we know nothing about that part of his game, but he's an interesting chess piece. He can move line up all over the line. Maybe he can start out in the backfield and then just sneak up to the slot and get a mismatch on a linebacker or something like that. So if it's a Tomlin era, I wouldn't have a lot of hope for this player. But with McCarthy, I have a little more hope as far as we can,
no doubt.
As far as
forget it.
As far as the pass protection, we've got third rounders that have trouble pass blocking. So I think So
I don't think he's competing against Wetjen for a roster spot per se. I think Wetjen being overdrafted in the 4th round. I think we can all agree that. He's definitely going to be making the team for sure as a returner, punt and kick, I believe. Heidenreich, I think, again, it could be 50-50. We really don't know what we have here until we get the training camp.
And if Heidenreich does make the team, whose place does he take?
Oh
whose
my
spot
God!
does he end up taking?
There is, and look, Roman Wilson and Caleb Johnson better not get comfortable. They better not get comfortable. Yeah. They better come in there and they better have the best camp / preseason of their life.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. Like, they're not McCarthy's guys. So
yeah,
absolutely.
But I believe they've gotten a lot of snaps early on in OTAs just to get the guys to look at them and see what they have there. So maybe they are, looking at these guys with a clean slate, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So for me, I think that if Heidenreich does make the team along with Wetjen, I do believe that Heidenreich is going to get more playing time, for the simple fact is that I feel like he could be that poor man's Gainwell. So I think if he can, you hit it on the nail, Vaughn, when you said if he can prove he can pass protect. That is a big fucking deal when you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback.
Yeah.
So if he can prove he can do that, if he can be a weapon out of the backfield catching the ball like Gainwell was, then I think they are going to have certain time frames. They're going to have him out there. And with Wetjen, I just feel like he's just going to be the return guy, whether it be on kick return or punt return. Yeah. I think that's all he's going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
And it doesn't help that Heidenreich, as far as the pass protection thing goes, that he was at Navy where they barely threw the ball, and whenever they threw the ball, he would be going out on routes and not blocking. So he's got that hurdle to climb.
And let's not forget that, like, say there's an injury at wide receiver, or say somebody screws up, like Jeremy Bernard screws up, and Aaron gets pissed. He might be like, "Fuck it, give Heidenreich a shot in the slot." They could, he already doesn't like Roman Wilson, so you don't know, you really don't.
Yeah.
If Aaron ends up liking Heidenreich and Mike McCarthy does, as they drafted him, it could happen. But he's got to make the roster first. That's the way I look at it. But if he does make the roster, I feel like there's a chance he will be playing more than the 4th round draft pick. But that's a whole nother thing. Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I will say this though, Wetjen could have an immediate impact though on special teams. He could be the missing lightning rod that they have needed on the return game for years now.
So long overdue, man. Just like it seemed like Tomlin was content to see a guy catch the ball and that's it. And anything else after that was gravy. Like it was
the problem with Tomlin was that he always wanted the guy that it's his positional flexibility shit. He constantly wants a guy that can be your third running back, but is also going to be your return guy, or he can be a corner, but he's also in the return game. Like you always had to have that guy that did return game with a position. And it was just like, dude, just find your guy is fucking amazing at return game, and he's the guy. Like it's just so stupid.
Do what other teams do.
Well, based on what we've seen so far this offseason, apparently position flexibility is still alive with the offensive line because they're moving them, from changing them around and everything.
Yeah, I've got one point to make on that, and I think here in Pittsburgh we've kind of two things. We've kind of mixed that whole flexibility thing with the treatment of Broderick Jones, and I think that was just a shit show altogether. But in and of itself, our offensive line over the last 2 or 3 years, good, bad, or indifferent, have been healthy. So we're more zoned in on where these guys play. We have to remember that when guys get hurt, you get moved around, right? And we've been, for better or worse, we've been healthy, right? And we don't really think about versatility, but I mean, you're only dressing what 8 or 9 linemen a game, so you have to be able to play different positions. So
yeah,
that's my
true.
thing about.
Like I'm like what was I gonna say? I forget now. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just, when it comes to these guys, it just was kind of funny because like we went from Tomlin not getting that guy to now we're taking him in the 4th fucking round.
Yeah,
He's return guy. It was just like okay, McCarthy. Like I'm glad you got a return guy, but holy shit, I don't think you needed to take him in the 4th round.
No.
He was mocked the 7th round in a lot of these mock drafts.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
So it just, that was the only thing, man. It was just like, okay, I'm glad we got Wetjen, but holy shit, I did not want to take him in the 4th round over when you got guys like Skylar Bell still there for the taking. Like that killed me that they didn't take him.
Yeah, I wanted that second receiver. I kept waiting for that shoe to drop. It just never came, It's like, oh, man.
Greg, your screen went completely black. Greg?
We lost Greg again. This is shades of last year's draft.
Shades of last year. I will I'm gonna remove him from the stage until he gets his shit together. All right, so moving on to the next subject. Next thing I wanted to talk about was they've made it. They start off OTAs and Howard's the number 2. I was like, whoa. Did not have that on my bingo card. There's Greg. He's back. There you are.
All right, guys.
All right. No, you're good. We move on to the next subject, which is me talking about how Howard's the number 2 to start OTAs. I was taken by that, a little surprised by that. I fully expected Mason to be the number 2 to start OTAs. So you see that Howard's number 2, and you're like, whoa, maybe McCarthy was kind of telling the truth that he does feel this way about Howard, that he could be a guy. But I don't know if you guys heard. I was listening to DK Sports podcast, and he's got a source that on the inside says that they love Mason. They want that veteran guy in case Rodgers gets hurt, so he's not going anywhere. They spent a 76 pick on Aller, but they want to get a very good look at Will Howard. So he's going to be the number 2 all through camp, all through preseason. So do you guys feel that's the right move? And Vaughn, you can go first this time.
Okay. Well, just to piggyback on what you're saying, and I've been listening to a lot of different things on this whole Howard thing as well, and it seems like the other pundits like Chris Carter and Duloc have been saying the exact same thing. They don't want to hand over the reins to a 6th rounder with no snaps in the NFL, not even in preseason. They don't want to obviously hand it off to Drew Aller, who's probably going to end up redshirting here. But they do want to see what they have. So I do think it's the right move. And I actually heard Duloc actually saying in preseason he believes 90% of the snaps are going to go to Aller and Howard. So I think they're quite content with what they have, or what they know what they have in Rudolph. Right. So so they're just going to audition the heck out of Howard here. And I think a lot of it is
90%. I didn't see that, bro.
He was talking. Yeah, yesterday I believe he was talking to Rich Eisen on the on his show. Yeah, and he literally, I went back and watched it a couple of times. I didn't know if he was talking training camp, but he specifically said preseason. So there's 3 games in preseason now? These 3? Yeah. So that's a good, hard, long look. If you're going to split between 2 guys, I'm sure it's not going to be that distinct or that strict, but it sounds like they're going to get a lot of rope here to see what they have in Howard. And I do think it's the right move. But we all know what we have, obviously, in the top 2 guys. So let's just give these kids a chance to see what we have.
Dude, I didn't even know that he'd said 90%. That actually makes me pretty excited. Like, that's what I want.
That's what I want too. Yeah, and especially after missing last year, like no snaps. That was just a bummer, So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I saw where they talk. I saw where the last time we went into a season with just one quarterback that had snaps was experience was 2018 when after Ben there was Josh Dobbs, who was drafted the year before but didn't play, and that was the year Mason was drafted because they cut Landry Jones in the preseason. So I'm fine with it too because see what you got with Howard. A+ draft pick still, right, Dave?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, I got no
you-
problem. I mean, the question to me is if you're determined to have that and Mason on the team as to have as somebody experienced, how are you going to, and you want to, see what you got in Howard? How are you going to keep either Aller or Howard, to keep them on the roster, keep them around, so that they don't get poached by somebody else?
Yeah, no,
they're pretty high on Rudolph. I'm surprised. I was in the camp where Howard was definitely the guy and Rudolph was going to be the odd guy out, but now I've done a 180 from what I've been listening to the last couple of days. It seems like Howard's going to have to go out and really just take it. That's what it seems like.
I read an article, I think it was on Steeler Depot, where they're talking about how the quarterbacks were working on their footwork, and the way they're doing it now compared to how it was then. They're seeing a difference in the way all the Howard, and also especially Mason, they're seeing how his throwing is improved because of the changes in footwork that McCarthy has implemented. So I mean, I know we've talked. I know there's been lots of discussions about what Mason can do. Maybe if footwork's been a problem with him, maybe this will help him too. Especially if it turns out he's got to go in for Aaron again if Aaron gets hurt. But that's a lot of what ifs there. But
yeah.
It's funny. Dulac also said, after he mentioned the snaps and whatnot, he was talking about the fact that they don't want to hand over the reins to an inexperienced duo.
Yep.
They like Rudolph. They don't want to hold 4 quarterbacks. So all the signs are pointing to Howard here. He's going to have to knock it out of the park. Like, I don't see any other way. But it drives me nuts because if Rodgers goes down, who cares? What chance do we have to win anyway? Like, just
right.
give the snaps to Howard.
That might be the best thing to happen.
No, I mean, and that's what we've been trying to make the point on the regular podcast on YouTube was that, guys, organically, it's supposed to happen to where you struggle to win games and you have a losing season, and then you get a high draft pick, and then you get your franchise quarterback, and you rebuild. We've been under Tomlin for years. All we did was just slap a Band-Aid on everything, and he willed them to 8-8 or better. Then it became 17 games, then it became 9-8, 10-7, whatever. Right? I mean, like, organically, this was supposed to happen where we have some losing seasons, and then we rebuild, and bang, we're back in it. And when it happened under Cowher, what happened? We got Ben, bang, 2 Super Bowls, 3 appearances. One of them, 2 of them were actually under Tomlin. But in general, getting the QB was what helped them get to where they're at. But it just didn't happen under Tomlin. So for me personally, one, I want them to get a really good look at him, because then it can make a difficult decision actually a simple one. Like, for instance, if he sucks, okay, we know to cut the 6th-round pick. He doesn't have it. 2, if he does really good, you just upped his trade value.
Yeah,
if there's
that's true.
A team that loses a quarterback at camp or in preseason, and if he does well, there may be a team to be like, hey, we'll give you, and I'll be conservative, we'll give you another 6th-round pick for him. Or maybe you get lucky. Maybe a team says, hey, we got 3 5ths next year. We'll give you a 5th, right?
Right. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, that'd be a good thing. I want to see him go against the 1s and 2s and see what he does. I just didn't realize Aller's going to get to do it too. Like, that to me, he's like, holy shit. That's why you got me all excited, Vaughn, when you said that shit. I was like, what? So,
I couldn't believe it when I heard it. Yeah.
So, and 3, it's the opposite. If he does really good, I think they're going to either go, Mason, see ya. We're going to save that $4 million. Or he could be the one getting traded. It could be the Cardinals that come and knocking for him. There's the article by one of them, Steelers Nation. And it talked about how the Cardinals and Brissett are not getting along. They're not doing well. He's not showing up to anything. Yeah. He's only getting paid $9 million. His stats are identical, by the way, to Rodgers' last year. and he's only getting paid $9 million. We're paying Rodgers 22
and
with incentives. So and we'll get to that.
And
We'll get
and
to
he
that in a
didn't and he didn't play as many games as Aaron either. Too,
No.
so
But they're just like, nah, bro. We know we're gonna tank and we know we're gonna lose, so we're not gonna pay you jack shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but they could be a team where they're like, hey, man, we'll give you a 5th or 6th for Mason.
Yeah. I've seen Rams, Jets, and Vikings rumored as well in some articles. So I mean, there's demand for these guys now.
But my Vikings
Quarterbacks
got Murray, didn't they though?
Yeah, they did. But I think they're fishing around for a second, third veteran type guy to have on the roster because Murray gets hurt a lot, and they don't want the season to go to crap. If he goes down, right?
Yeah.
So
and then do you want JJ?
Does have some value.
And do you want JJ McCarthy in his 170 yards passing?
Yeah,
and save the day again.
They might be out on him. I'm sure he'll be the backup, but I think they're done with him. Just maybe after this year.
All right, guys. Next subject I wanted to talk about was Jalen Ramsey. So I had a little question for you guys, and that is, do you think? And it's it's not a trick question, but so they got him as the nickel corner when they're in nickel.
Yeah.
So my question is when they go into base, he's probably going to play safety. Do you guys think that he should just stay at safety even when they go to, because Graham said they're going to play mostly out of the nickel. Do you think he should just stay at safety and say they put like Eccles as the nickel corner, or they go with even Everett or maybe ASJ? Do you guys think that one of them should be playing the nickel corner and he stays at safety, or no? Do you like him going ahead and being the nickel corner?
I like safety.
You like safety altogether?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's, as we all know, he's older, and so he'd be like, we've seen cornerbacks convert to safeties in the past and that are that age, and last year was his first time being safety, so there were some learning pains, but I think he'll be a lot better, especially in this new defense where Patrick Graham will base his defense around their strengths, and in this case Jalen's too.
Yeah. And
see what you have in Dalen Everett. See what you have with Samuel, having him a full season. I just think it's better for him to be safety. Plus he has that physicality too, and you've got, hopefully Elliott's healthy, but you also have hopefully that guy that we got in, was it the 5th round or 6th round, Jennings, the safety. To me, he's a steal, I think.
Yeah.
So he would be there, and I know.
Wow, steal. All right.
Definitely I think he's a steal, definitely.
Okay.
He comes highly regarded.
He has to prove it, of course.
You're talking about Spears Jennings, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a coverage guy. He's really good at tackling, though.
Well, we need tackling.
To me, that screams special teams. That's where I look at with him. But all right. So you think safety? Now just remember that kicks Brisker off. That's the only thing.
Brisker.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up, because it's like, people that are like kind of like you, Greg. You're saying, oh, he should be nothing but safety. Okay, but that kicks Brisker off the field. So I don't know how I feel about that. So that's the only thing. Vaughn, how about you?
Yeah, that's a good segue into how I feel. I believe Brisker and Elliott are your starting safeties. In nickel, I like, of course, you're going to have Jamal Dean and JPJ on your corners, and your slot, I like Ramsey. But I mean, they're going to switch it up, right? You got Eccles that's still out there. You got Asante Samuel. I mean, I don't know if they're just going to play exclusively Dine. I think it's going to depend on how run heavy the opposition is, because Ramsey is so good at run cues and figuring out when guys are going to run and being able to diagnose. So he's so intelligent. I finally watched Trent's thing on Ramsey last night. It was excellent. So, I mean, he just seems like another linebacker hybrid, safety hybrid out there that I want out there more often than not. So he's definitely in my starting 5 nickel for sure. But we do have to find a way to get Nichols or sorry, Eccles and Asante Samuel out there, because they're very good players as well in the slot.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I totally forgot Brisker was on the team. Shows I've been out of the loop.
Yeah. And Brisker, by all accounts, is basically a player coach out there. He likes to talk, and he's very loud and likes to get people. Yeah. So I think the coaches are going to really like him and want him out there.
And I think that's why, I don't know if you caught me when I said it there, Yvonne, but Graham said they will operate out of nickel mostly. They will mostly nickel. So, I think for sure it's going to be Brisker at free safety, and I think they're going to have Ramsey as the nickel corner. I thought Eccles did good as the nickel corner last year. I thought he did fine. Like, the only time I remember him, like, actually struggling was in that last game against the Texans. But besides that, I thought for the most part he did fine there.
I thought he was decent all year, except for that game for sure. I mean, we were praising him all last year.
And that could have been a communication thing. He might just maybe didn't realize that was the guy he was supposed to pick up. And that's why they said Graham has been pushing communication big time. They said the one difference with this defense they're noticing is the screaming. Everybody's screaming to like communicate everything. And it's just like, all right. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing that they're communicating like that.
Yeah, it took 10 years, but thank God.
It's just been a common theme. It's just been a common theme for years and years and years. Communication. Like, at some point, you got to look at the coach and say, what's going on, right?
Oh, exactly.
Can't be the players have changed. The problems have remained the same. So that's coaching.
That is the best
coaching.
way to put that. Because we screamed from the rooftop, especially Dave. You guys know how Dave is. Like, how long are we going to act like it's the players when it's not? How many times did they say we have to practice better? And you find out it's the players running the practice. They're the ones making, checking everything, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's like, that's not how this is supposed to be. What?
Yeah. You think about some of them old New England Belichick defenses. They were full of old guys,
Yeah.
But what did they do? They schemed well. They communicated well. And they were really, really good. You look at some of the ages of those defenses. It's like, you can get it done in your 30s, early 30s, right?
Yeah.
As long as you stay healthy and you have a good scheme and you communicate. But we've had none of that, especially scheme. Guys are coming out of the woodwork talking about, I've never done this before, and Slay and Trice and all these guys are coming out now and saying, I don't know what the hell these guys are doing.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's part of the communication issue, because they got this cognitive dissonance going on where they're asking me to do what, right? And they can't believe they're doing it. So it's and it doesn't jive what they've been doing their whole careers, and they come here and it's like, what? And so
crazy.
I mean, that's stuff you learn. That's stuff we learn in high school and college, even college. And you can't do it in the pros.
Yeah.
Dude, what the hell.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All I can do is shake my head, boys.
Well, I got high hopes for Graham, so I'm ready to get my hopes crushed here. But
and AR2 said, I was ready to run it back with Mike Tomlin again.
He was.
Oh,
unreal.
Goodness.
Unreal.
Just retire.
All right. So you want to get to our top 5 Steelers possibly to be traded this summer.
Sounds good.
Sure.
All right. So you guys, one of you want to go first?
I'll go. Since I got it written down here, 1 and 2 are interchangeable depending on the how you roll. But I've got Rudolph 1, Howard 2. But I mean, you can flip flop those guys because I'm not going to get rid of both of them. I've got Caleb Johnson at 3, Roman Wilson at 4, and Alex Highsmith as an outside chance. That's my top 5.
Damn, bro. Damn. All right, go ahead, Greg.
Shoot. I didn't really write this down.
I put you on the spot there, little buddy. My bad.
You did. It's all right.
That's all right. Just think of 5 random guys.
Random guys.
Yeah.
No, Howard. I think Howard and Rudolph are definitely the top 2 candidates. Caleb Johnson, he seems more like a possible cut candidate if he doesn't get any better, because you do have Dowdle and Jalen there too. Highsmith I think is because I know you guys have talked about it in the past. He seems like the guy that has the most value with his production, his age, and he's not as paid as much as the higher priced edges. So, I'll put Jalen Ramsey up there as possible trade candidate.
Okay. All right.
So,
Yeah, that's definitely.
and I'll tell you, if we end up sucking really bad, I'll put it would happen like you're talking about during the summer, the trade, or just during the season as well.
Yeah.
I was gonna say TJ, but that would be more of like during the season if we play bad. So
that's a possibility, especially over the last few years. We've been having trades in the NFL for a change. There was a time where marquee names just didn't go, especially during the season at the trade deadline. But now we've got these blockbusters happening a little bit here, so that could definitely be a thing.
Because nobody's bringing this up, and it's like, hey guys, like literally in June they traded Minkah Fitzpatrick to get Ramsey and Juju Smith. So like with Omar, all bets are off. Like you know,
100%.
You don't know. You don't know what the hell the guy might do. He might pull off a crazy trade here over the summer. So that's why I was like, you know what, for this show, I'm going to put let's put a little like top 5 guys that maybe we just see get traded that we didn't see coming. And don't remind me to circle back to Ramsey. But so my top 5 are first, it's not, and I didn't rank these like the most likely. I just picked 5 guys. So number 1, Roman Wilson. And the reason why is because Aaron don't like him. Aaron don't like him. And so is he even going to get his shot at all? Like McCarthy might like him, but Aaron don't. And 2, he's got to learn a whole new playbook. Is he going to be able to do it? It took him 2 years. It took him 2 fucking years to learn this one. So and he's a 3rd round pick. He's not McCarthy's pick. True. So there's no loyalty there with that whatsoever. So I wonder if, a team that has a wide receiver get injured or just whatever reason, right? They might be like, hey, would you guys be interested in giving us Roman Wilson? We'll give you say they got an extra 4th to give away or 5th, right? Mm. Steelers might pounce. McCarthy might pounce because the way I look at it is, or say Omar, not just McCarthy. The way I look at it is that if you can acquire as many 27 picks as possible, and you're still trying to be competitive this year, I don't give a fuck. Do it, because that's what I want you to do. I want you to acquire more 4s or 5s or 6s and higher, maybe.
Of course, we'll take those too.
Whatever you got to package together to move up and get that next franchise quarterback in 27. Absolutely, you fucking do it. Especially for a guy that Aaron doesn't want on the field. And 2, right now, looks like he's the 4th string guy. He looks like he's the 4th guy on the depth chart. So
this also circles back to our conversation earlier about Heidenreich.
Right.
If he plays well enough, that makes Wilson.
My dude is expendable. Metaphorically lurking in the shadows, waiting to snatch that freaking spot from either KJ or freaking Roman Wilson. Which brings me to the number 3 guy was Caleb Johnson. Another pick that wasn't McCarthy's and did not do well last year. Mm-hmm. You might have another team could come along and they could be like, hey, we lost the running back. We liked his college film. You drafted him with the 3rd. We'll float you the 4th or the 5th or the 6th, right? Like, these are things that could happen. And if they're high on Eli Heidenreich or say Lou Nichols has another great preseason or something. Like, or is it Homer? Travis Homer? Is that the other running back's name?
Yep.
I'll make sure I'm getting that right. Let me scroll over here. I got the depth chart. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Travis Homer.
So, you never know, man. If they can acquire picks like that, it could happen. I had Will Howard, obviously, 6th round pick, not a McCarthy pick as well. This could go either way. If he does good to where they think they got value and someone reaches out, it could happen. So I could see it happen. I had Alex Highsmith Vaughn. I had him too.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's so funny because I thought, man, I'm going to be the only one that picks Highsmith. Watch, and nope, right off the bat. So look, I got him because, and here's why: they want Watt to be a one helmet guy. It's just the way Steelers are. They've always been those type. When they have their superstars, they want them to be a one helmet guy, especially linebackers. And then in general, they're not going to pay 3 edge rushers. They're just not. But to me, Herbig is the younger guy, so they tend to lean towards younger guys if they're gonna keep one.
Right.
So that's why I think it's going to be Highsmith if they trade one. And I think they're going to trade him because someone's going to offer them like a second round 27 pick for him. Mm-hmm. And they're probably going to sit there and go, yeah, we're literally going to do this because we're going to take that money, pay Herbig, and have two second round picks in the 27 draft. That's where I see this could happen. And it makes sense. It just does. Because I'll tell you now, and here's another thing too with Alex. Alex gets hurt a lot. That's the problem with Alex. He gets hurt a lot. However, when he's 100% healthy, he's a fucking beast.
He's a demon.
Yeah. He is. Like, he's really good. So that's the thing. Like, I wonder. So I think if a team does offer them a second, they're pouncing. I think that without question, they're pouncing.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm not trying to blow him up like he's something great because he's not. But Jack Sawyer was productive last year in little spurts. Like, he had interceptions, fumble recoveries,
like strip sack.
Yeah, like for a 4th string, he was all right, man. Like
he was efficient. He was efficient.
Yeah.
So
for the snaps he got.
So I could see them going, you know what? You're offering us a second? Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah. You can't allocate that much money, like you said earlier, to 3 edge rushers. It just doesn't. No. The math doesn't math there.
And this is not Mike Tomlin. This is McCarthy. We're already seeing the shift to more of an offensive-minded thing with the draft, with the moves they've made. Like, we're seeing that they're shifting more to wanting to focus on offense than defense. So I could easily see that they trade away Highsmith for the fact of they're offered a second-round pick and they can't pass it up.
Yeah.
If they pass on it, they're only doing it because they truly believe they can make a run to the Super Bowl. But I feel like you've got Herbig, dude. pull the trigger.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see if Patrick Graham is going to scheme up some of these edge rushers that go up the middle. I know we talked about that last year a lot. We got, we got these guys who play their positions on the edge, but they don't move around. A lot of other teams take their superstars and move them around the line. I'd like to see that, especially up the middle. I think Herbig would be good at that, squeezing in between the tackles.
I wish they'd done more TJ, but he didn't like it.
Yeah,
TJ doesn't want to do it.
I remember seeing Herbig do that a few times toward the end of the season. Yeah, that's. I know Green Bay does that with Micah Parsons a lot. And you saw the way he would wreck games.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So how many more years does Highsmith have as far as years on his contract?
Man, you know what? That's a good question. Is it
because if they don't? Because I mean, if they don't trade him, during the season, he could easily be a trade candidate in the off season in order to be able to extend Herbig.
Yeah, no, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
I'm trying to Google it now. He's playing on a 4-year, $68 million contract, which he signed in 23. The deal runs through 27. So he's got this year, next year.
Yeah, 1 more year.
So
that's a very tradable contract in the NFL. They can always extend them. Put years on that
for a top edge rusher.
100%. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I remember when he made that deal, people were saying that they thought it was a low contract in terms of money. That why was he betting on himself? Well, he took it. Well, thankfully in this case he took it. If it turns out he gets traded,
Okay, so my fifth guy before I forget is Mason. Literally, this is all predicated on Howard. I think. I think if Howard kills it in preseason, I think we see Mason either get traded or cut. That's the way I think it goes down. But Howard's got to light the world on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it can't be he's just good. Like he's got to light the world on fire
Yeah.
to really prove above a shadow of a doubt here that he could be the number 2 guy. I think if he does that, like I said, I'm not saying good. I'm saying great for anybody watching. Goes, are you this guy serious? No, like I'm saying, he's got to be really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, and then they'll pull the trigger, I think, and they'll trade Mason.
He has to leave no doubt that he can step in for Aaron if called.
That's why I'm so excited about the 90% thing, because like, man, we're actually
me too. Yeah, finally, right? Don't be and you guys talked about it last night on the pod. If he does light it up and he does impress, let's not forget that they can stick somebody on the IR with a mysterious toe injury.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
That's right.
They'll make it happen. They'll make it happen.
I am all for Aller, stubbing his pinky toe,
exactly,
his footwork, and my man goes on IR. I am all for
right.
Yes.
Yeah, tripping and falling, going on the way to the field at Latrobe.
I could just see it. He was doing his little baby steps thing.
Yeah.
Just stubbed his toe. Poor kid. Yep, gonna have to go to the IR. Shame.
Yeah.
But
ironic considering one of his issues is his footwork, and he has the mysterious toe injury.
Yeah.
Or the ankle flares up again. Something.
Oh yeah. There you
Anything.
go.
All right. One more thing I want to do before we get to our last subject. I wanted to bring this up for people that didn't see last night's podcast on YouTube. I wanted him to see this. So Muth restructured his contract, as it says, restructured adjustment clear up around $5.3 million in immediate cap relief, but the team's overall cap space remains tight due to the $22.5 million cap hit from quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Thanks, Aaron.
Yes.
Details.
Thanks, Uncle Aaron.
Yeah, thanks, Uncle Aaron. The details. The Steelers converted Freiermuth's $7.6 million base salary into a roster signing bonus, allowing the lump sum to be prorated across the rest of his contract. Cap impact. The move decreased his 2026 cap hits, but pushed those costs into his future cap hits in 27 and 28. So they sit at $3.12 million under the cap. They've only got $3 million to work with. We know the Steelers like to work with about $10 million left in the pot there. So, what the hell are they going to do, guys?
I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is Omar's calling card is the cap, so I'm gonna put my faith in him for that anyway.
Thank God. Thank God.
But you would think there's one more move coming here, right? Maybe some of those trade candidates are going to be moved earlier than we thought, because I don't know how far they can push this forward before the season starts, but something's got to be done.
Yeah.
And that makes it more important why that Howard establishes no doubt that he can be the guy, because that makes it much easier to try to move off of Mason. So what would that bring? 4 million?
It's about 4 million, I believe. I think if they would, if I remember the math right, if they would cut Mason or say trade him away, whatever, and they cut Malik Harrison, it would save them about $9 million. I think that's what when we were looking at it last night, I think is what it said. Actually, I've got it all right here, guys. Let me the over the cap here. Boys coming through in the clutch. Let's see which one. So dead money and cap savings. Okay, so I can get it for you. Mason Rudolph would save $3 million. And where are you at? Malik Harrison would save $4.7 million, so almost $5 million. So together about $8 million, which would put them at $11 million under the cap, because they're at $3 million right now. One little thing that's interesting is Aller is the only draft pick that has not signed yet.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with that? Like,
there's always one. It seems every year there's always one that holds out till the very end. I guess this year it's Aller, but yeah.
Probably has to do with the language in the contract about guarantees and blah, 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 just like they always do.
Yeah, but I'm just like, bro, you're a 76 pick in the third round. Like, are you giving them a hard time? Like, are you really wanting more money or something? Like, I'm trying to figure that out. Like, because it kind of doesn't make sense to me.
It could be the agent trying to hold out for a bonus or something, maybe an extra bonus, because they will nickel and dime for everything they can. So maybe they're going down to the wire on this, him being a quarterback and whatnot. So
probably it seems to me like it might be just thing about how much is guaranteed. So
Yeah, Caleb Johnson was the third round pick. I'm trying to get to his career earnings and see what it was he got in his rookie year. His rookie year, he got 840,000 was his base. 318 was the signing bonus. He had a cap hit of 1.1 million. So like, what in the world could Aller want?
I don't know.
Yeah, no idea.
Because aren't the I was gonna say, aren't they? Isn't there kind of a structure towards what they get paid as they in the
I believe
draft picks get
so.
paid?
I believe there is some kind of sort of structure, or there used to be. Thank you, Jamarcus Russell. But yeah, there is. I believe there is some kind of structure to it. I can't remember exactly what it is, but yeah. But I'm just trying to figure out what the hell this kid wants. I mean, like I'm looking at just Caleb Johnson as an example. His base is 840K in 25. This year it's 1.1. Next year it's 1.4, and then 28 it's 1.7. Now, if you get into all the different things, yeah, the cap hits 1.1, 1.4, 1.7, and then 2 million in 28. So that's $5, $6, $7 million Aller would make just in a 4-year contract with him. So what the hell does he want? This kid was a projected 4th rounder, day 3 pick that we took in the 3rd round. So what in the world does he want?
Yeah, doesn't make sense to me. Just sign. You're the third quarterback. Get her done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Strange. But things could get interesting with this salary cap. If shit like with him's going on right now, any injuries happen, I want to see the restructures. They've done one with Muth. I'm wondering who the next one's going to be. Last night we didn't want it to be like DK. We didn't want it to be like any of those guys with the bigger cap hits.
Right.
So because it's just not a good idea to move aging guys' money to where you're paying them more down the line. You just don't want to do that.
No.
So yeah, I'll be TJ freaking good Lord, 42 million, 31 million for Metcalf. Highsmith, 20 million. That's why it just makes sense to trade him. It makes sense. He's the third highest paid guy on the team. Well, now Aaron is, but the third highest. But it just, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me that he's got to be the guy. If they trade somebody for to get a significant draft pick, it's got to be Alex. Has to be.
What if they double? What if they come back to Queen? Maybe that's why Harrison's still around, because he seems like a no-brainer to be cut Harrison, but he's still around, and maybe Queen and Dallas hook up again. Who knows?
Oh man, if they,
he's in the last year. They're not re-signing him. He's in his last year. They might want to just move on.
You know what makes me mad though? If they would do something like that, I'd be pissed because they didn't draft one in the draft.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing that I'm puzzled at. We didn't draft a linebacker. So, what's a linebacker's role in Patrick Graham's defense? Did Patrick Graham come and say, you know what, we're good on linebacker. We got this.
Right.
In my, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Maybe it's not as important as the needs we thought it was going to be. We didn't draft one, so who knows? Maybe they don't have a big role in this defense.
There were plenty in this draft.
There were plenty.
And I'll never know why they didn't take one. It's so funny because now I'll kind of be pissed if they do trade him, because I don't want it to be Peyton Wilson and Blake Harrison out there.
No.
And I'm intrigued to see what he does in this defense.
Right.
If you're gonna trade Queen, it would have been during the draft, so that you could get another draft one to replace him.
Yep.
Because I don't think there's a linebacker alive that could play to a Pro Bowl level in this defense, or last year's defense, or a Tallman defense. Right. Trying to carry wide receiver ones down the middle. Like, what are we doing?
But all right, guys. Last subject. And I just a little surprise thing here. Who will be the camp darling you want to pick for this summer?
I have one. And you sprung that on us. But I
did.
But I was thinking about it during the podcast here, and I think it's going to be, when the pads get on, it's going to be Joseph Day. When it comes to being camp darling from the writers and the guys who follow the team, I think he's going to get a lot of positive feedback from those guys. Okay. I think He's got to be
I didn't
the
see- I
run
didn't
stuffing
see-
nose plugger
Yeah.
that we need.
I didn't see the D lineman. I didn't see that coming from you.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got a lot of. That part of me has a little bit of a man crush because I've been dying to have this guy on our defensive line for so long, and he's got really good metrics and numbers, and so
you and Trent both. Trent loves him.
yeah. I think he's going to be a huge deal for this defense because Patrick Grant likes to play the lighter box, base nickel, that kind of thing. So if we got him plugging that run defense, that'll help a lot. So
yeah,
high hopes for him.
Okay, all right, Joseph Day. Damn, I did not see that coming. Okay, how about you, Greg?
That's definitely outside the box there. I'll go Heidenreich because he's going to get he'll get all the attention being from Mount Lebanon, and everything he does will be magnified. But now he does. I mean, between the slot and being out wide, he'll get. They'll see what he can do, especially if they want to plan on trading Roman Wilson. So
Trent texted me to check the chat, and
oh shit,
he said SJD is my dude.
There you go. Oh boy,
loves him some Joseph Day, and then
SJD baby.
But I lost my train of thought now. Greg, who was your guy? Did you pick?
I said Heidenreich.
Okay, that's why Adam said it's going to be the hometown hero. All
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
exactly.
Now I'm tracking. All right, well, that was actually my dark horse. I was going to say my dark horse is Eli Heidenreich. But the guy I'm actually going to pick is Jerry Bernard. Ever since this guy showed up, he already knows the playbook. Like, the wide receivers are talking glowingly about him. The coaching staff is talking glowingly about him. Guy seems really squared away. He literally seems the whole opposite of what Roman Wilson was. Literally the opposite.
Big time.
Big
Yeah.
time.
So, that means he knows the playbook already.
Said he knows the playbook. He asked the right questions. I just think, man, when they put them pads on and it's go time, I think he's going to really impress them in the slot. I think he is.
Oh, yeah.
I think Aaron's going to like him. And
Aaron will want to throw to him.
God, I hope so.
I
We can't have another rookie wide receiver languishing and,
Right.
just get it done.
I just pray to God that the kid don't make any mistakes or he's done.
Yeah.
Like done.
Yeah.
I have one question. I have one little, maybe an idea that we can put out there and guys can talk about it in your next pod is over under on games before McCarthy and A-Rod lose their shit on one another. Because it's going to happen. And I can't wait to watch the pod after it does. It's going to be fun.
They'll argue the first game.
I think so too.
Maybe not lose their shit, but there will be a back and forth between.
That is a great question.
Because they had some bad feelings
Yeah.
when they went their separate ways.
Yep.
Do we give them past game 2 in New England?
Oof.
Yeah.
And that's
That first non-blitz pickup by our running back, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It's over.
How about a Thursday night game at Cleveland that we never win?
Do we have one those this year?
Yeah.
We
Thursday night is at Cleveland.
Yeah, game 4.
Oh goodness.
I mean, just think about it. The last time we were there, the whole game plan was to stop Myles Garrett. Don't let him get that sack, damn it. Don't let him get that sack.
Yeah.
We lost the game because of it,
Yeah.
but hey, he didn't get the sack against us, idiots.
Well, at least they got that game out early in the season out of the way. So if we tank that, at least it's early in the season.
Well, we got the gauntlet after they were going their bye week. So
Yeah.
not great. So
No, not great. Oh. Well, let's get that 10-8 so we can get the 8th best quarterback in the draft next year.
Adam said, who's going to be the first player in Rodgers' doghouse? That's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll draft that quarterback next year with the second round pick we get for Highsmith.
Yeah. There could be 8 quarterbacks drafted before we pick if we're 10-8 this year.
Guys, they're saying this could be the best draft class since the 1960s. That many good quarterbacks in one draft.
Yeah.
Now, do I know who the quarterbacks were in 1960? No, but it sounds cool.
No. I like that. I like that.
But all right, I mean, do you guys got
Let's
anything
hope
else?
so.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Appreciate you letting us on.
Yeah.
This is a good idea, man. This is a good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I look forward to hearing some of the other guys up here. It's a lot of fun. I know the draft was a blast.
Yeah, I thought it'd be something cool to do for you guys.
Yeah,
you guys
great idea.
For us.
Just remember, Jaquan Brisker is on the team. Don't forget about that.
It's all right. It's all right. You took a break. You took a little break. You needed a break, Greg.
Nice. I took one for the team, though.
You did. All right, guys. Hey, everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. We're trying to put as much content as we can on the Steelers Sanctuary Union app. So please tune in. We got all kinds of things. Trent's doing war rooms. Me, I'm going to be doing this, and then I'm going to be doing fantasy. And then we're doing the Steal and Sell podcast where it's Steelers and Pirates for all our Pirate fans out there too. But yeah, we're going to keep putting on content on here. Hopefully you guys log in and create an account. That way you can get in the chat and communicate on there. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff. Next on the docket, I think, is Trent's gonna do Jalen Ramsey War Room Part 2. I think that's next. And then maybe another Steal and Sell, maybe before Sunday. I'm not quite sure. But then Friday will be on YouTube. So take care, everybody. We're out.
Just like that, I left everything. I dropped out of high school. See ya! I said goodbye to my girlfriend. See ya! And I left my family.